Hello everyone. Today in this session I'm going to show how we integrate Dynamics 365 and Power BI for reporting requirements. Very often we need to get reports on what time was spent on a particular project, who was involved, and possibly how much it costs. So that would be useful to get Power BI, which is a Microsoft Business Intelligence tool, and Dynamics 365 talking together to display this information when required. So first step of this process is to create a report in Power BI. In this report, we get data from Dynamics 365, which is our project's information. You can see here that we got the relevant metadata and the entity information from Dynamics and the timesheets values. So in our example, we want to see how much time was spent by particular person on a particular day for certain projects. The relationships were created between the tables or the data sets, and this report is published to the Power BI service. Also, important thing is to provide filtering for the report. So this filter allows us to select particular project and only see values for the specific project or for all projects. When the report is published into Power BI service, we can see it in the location where it was published in the Power BI. And in order to integrate with Dynamics 365, we need to get the URL to that report. So you can get it by in the file menu, you go Embed, and this is the link to the report that you can use later. So we copy that value to use later and close this dialog. So after we copied the report URL, just save it for future use in the text file or somewhere else. And the next step, I will show you how we integrate this report inside the Dynamics 365. In Dynamics 365, we go to the form that we can use to display the relevant information. For example, we have an entity called project, and in that entity we would like to have a tab that will show us the existing timesheets that we want to report on. On that form, we create a tab called timesheets, and in the section on that tab we are going to insert an iframe. We give it a name, iframe_tr, and insert the URL that we just copied. But this URL can be anything because we are going to rewrite it later. Okay, we need to tick this box, pass record object type code and unique identifier as parameter, and remove the restriction on cross-frame scripting where supported. Then we need to provide right. So now we've got the section of the frame which will display our control. In order to implement passing of the parameters to the iframe that we've just added on the form, we would need to create a new web resource, which will be a JavaScript text, provide the display name. In our case, it's Power BI timeshift filter. And in the text editor, specify this text. So the idea here is to get the iframe element, provide the new URL to the report with the parameters, for example, to close the filter pane and the navigation pane. And as a filter value, we provide the table name and then the field with a GUID of existing object, or not existing, the currently selected object. So this new web resource will contain the function that we then display on the form or select on the form. So on the entity form that we were just editing, we go form properties and specify the libraries that we want to use and the event. So on the form load, we add a new library, and function is set project ID for filter. Because that's the name of the function, set project ID for filter. And we need to tick this box, pass execution context as first parameter. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Right, so now, after this is all done, we save the form and then publish the form with all the customizations and test. Okay, for our test, yeah, I get the projects, and when I selected the project, we can see the timesheet report from the Power BI. So all the functionality is here. We can do the highlights, we can do the dynamic filtering, etc. This is all there for us to use. So this is for this project. And if I choose another project here, I can see another report, which is filtered for that particular project with a different detail. All right, so in this session, we've seen how it is possible to integrate Dynamics 365 and Power BI for reporting requirements. In the next sessions, we'll discover more of the Dynamics 365 functionality, Power BI, and Power Platform technologies from Microsoft. Stay tuned for more. Goodbye.